A U.S. doctor refuses to prescribe antibiotics. Why? Because they're out. Not just them, not just their store, but the region. He says, this is America. How can we not have antibiotics? And that's a good question. Over in the Middle East, we also are seeing increased tensions as the Houthis have set fire to an oil tanker with a missile strike. Earlier in the week, the U.S. Navy convoy was turned back in a defeat for the U.S. Navy, which is not supposed to happen, after it came under attack. It has not been a good week. We got lots and lots of reports on food shortages and empty shelves from you guys, and we're going to jump all over it right now. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar, and these are your reports. We really value you guys sending in your information of what you're seeing, what you're experiencing, and the conversations that you're having, because it is vital intelligence to be sharing, especially in days like these. We want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. If you have retirement funds, you want to get out of stocks and bonds, you want to get into something safe like gold, silver, or platinum coins, you might want to talk to Jonathan and his team. There'll be a link at the end of the video. So a British oil tanker was set afire yesterday by a Houthi missile strike on the Red Sea, which is not supposed to happen because we're supposed to be protecting ships, and that didn't happen. So the ship caught fire after a missile hit it. Fire control from the ship's crew underway, as well as military ships moved to assist. Wednesday, the USS Gravely, an Aegis destroyer, attempted to escort two U.S.-owned and U.S.-flagged cargo ships past Yemen. Should have been an easy escort duty with the Aegis destroyer moving along with these two cargo ships, the Maersk Detroit and the Maersk Chesapeake. The convoy had to turn back after a barrage of 3 missiles was fired at them. The Houthis claimed that one of the missiles was a direct hit on the Navy vessel. The U.S. Navy denies that it actually hit the ship. But, and here's the sneaky part, when we finally dig in a little bit to what actually happened, 3 ballistic missiles came in. USS Gravely shot down 2 of them. One of them was missed and actually slammed into the water 100 meters, not 100 miles, 100 meters away from the Maersk Detroit, causing damage. That is a problem. The USS Gravely was not able to engage all 3 missiles, and if that missile hadn't missed, it would have caused a lot of damage. Due to that, the U.S. Navy had to turn the convoy around, and they aborted their attempt to get through the Bab al-Mandab Strait. A defeat for U.S. military is something, but a defeat for U.S. Navy is something that really hasn't happened often. California is expecting more heavy rain as another atmospheric river is lining up after heavy flooding just this past week in San Diego. Crazy videos out there from all that, and people injured and killed in that situation too. We were expecting more of it, is what we're saying. Terrace says Walmart in Duluth, Minnesota now has you pay for beauty products at the checkout there in the beauty products section. 2 employees watched that area. When I asked the checkout person why I couldn't just pay in front with the other items, I was told it was due to too much theft. Thank you, Steve, for your news. That's right, friends. We're locking up the beauty products, but we're not locking up the criminals. Doesn't make much sense. Doesn't make much sense. Garden says, Lapeer, Michigan. During pickup of most recent grocery order at Walmart, I was told by an employee Walmart would no longer be price matching. Told this only after an employee was asked. Ordered a multi-can pack for an item to get the price break, but it was out of stock and was charged for individual price per can, which is much more. So they substituted out the cans. Not sure if this is a new company policy or just local. Heads up, don't assume anything anymore. Friends, If you order from Walmart, they have it set to automatically do substitutions. You need to go in there and turn off substitutions. Unless you're like really desperate for something, if that's the case, then you can go into that one item and you can turn on substitutions for that, or you can actually authorize different kinds of substitutions. So just be aware of that if you're ordering through Walmart, or else, because if they decide that they want to get you this really fancy one of that, or something that they think is similar, they'll get you that, and you have to pay full price for that other item. So be aware of that. Or like in this case, they ordered a multi-pack and they got substituted the individual cans and got upcharged on that. Greg says, been listening for a couple years now. I heard you make a comment about Georgia and Tennessee weather. I live in Northeast Tennessee, Carter County. My road is still snow covered and I live on a hill. During the first snow, heavy wet snow, the lights went out around 7 p.m. We grabbed some pull-up lamps, a radio, and Mr. Buddy heaters. The fireplace was already burning. It took us about 2 minutes. Also plugged in a living room lamp into my car booster. It'll keep lit for 26 hours. A 9,000 BTU Buddy heater and a 20-pound propane tank will last 4 days on low, 2 days on high. You can do a Coleman stove the same way. You're part of the reason we were prepared. Be aware. Power goes out. It's not like it doesn't happen, and when it happens in winter, it's especially dangerous. Please do be prepared. And friends, if you're hooking up the 20-pound propane tank to the Mr. Buddy heater, please be sure that you're using that oil filter. The filter is necessary, or else it will clog up your Mr. Buddy heater and it will stop working relatively quickly. Lots of videos out there on that, unless you use their proper hose. If you use the Mr. Heater hose, then you're good. Then you're good. But if you use your own, then make sure you use the filter, because oils leach out of the hose. Franson says, Previa Health and Hospital Sisters Health System is leaving Western Wisconsin. So the hospitals in Western Wisconsin. Sacred Heart Hospital in Eau Claire and St. Joseph's Hospital in Chippewa Falls will close by April 21st as part of a complete exit from the Western Wisconsin region. All Previa locations across the region will also close. All services will end by April 21st, except for Previa residency clinics that will close by June 30th. The closure affects 1,082 HSHS, which is the Hospital Sisters Health System employees, 1,082 of them, and 325 Previa employees. This will affect the whole region, making it harder to find health care and creating longer waiting times. Speaking of which, Tom, been in a hospital in southern Indiana for 17 hours now and still haven't talked to a doctor. Friends, if you need to go to the hospital for some reason, going to the ER, be aware that there are extremely long wait times for a lot of places. 17 hours, still haven't talked to a doctor. Last night and today, back hallways are lined full of people laying in beds as all the rooms are full. Our nurse said she's been an RN for 10 years and it's the busiest she's ever seen. She also said that they have a lot more people dying than pre-days, and now they have code blue all the time when they rarely used to have them in the ER. Take that info for whatever you will. DR says Walmart in southeast Arizona has been out of salt pellets for water softener. Have been out for more than 2 weeks online. It's $33 for a 40-pound bag. Was $7.49. Tractor Supply was out of stock. Ace Hardware had a 40-pound bag generic for that. Was able to get that. From Penn, a tall black American guy said, walked in through the aisles at Walmart as we were paying today, yelling at the top of his voice, You better get to know Jesus and be redeemed because the end times are here. Get saved now. And then apparently going up and down aisles yelling that. Chills down my arms. I prayed that no one would boot him out. He was a messenger, not a lunatic. Friends, got to get things straight, right? Diamond says, Anaheim, California Walmart, full of TVs and furniture throughout the whole store. Still full. Looks like nobody is buying this stuff. The garden center is empty. No plants at all. Also, my wife wanted Oreos, a small pack of which was $6.48 for a small pack. Lots of TVs nobody wants to buy, but no plants in sight. We're seeing the important stuff is disappearing, but there's plenty of TVs. There's always more circuses, but not much bread, if you know what I mean. Jordan says, if you guys have updates, please do send them out. Just comment on any one of the videos on this channel. Use the word update in your comment. That gets it to the right place. And give us some sort of geographical location if you can. Anything that you're seeing firsthand, or if you talk to somebody that has firsthand knowledge, please do pass that information along, especially from your workplaces. If you need to stay anonymous, you can email me directly at poplarpreparedness@gmail.com if you have something that you just definitely do not want to get out there in the open. Jordan says, update in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. My brother and his family came in to visit last week. They must have caught something flying on their way home. They were all sick as dogs. He took his girls to the doctor for some antibiotics to help them. They told him there are none available. The doctor said they're just going to have to tough it out. He was not happy about this. He called me yesterday. He called back, right? The doctor called him, knowing that I'm a little that way. And he had a bunch of questions. To my surprise, all the avenues that we had been open this time last year are not now unavailable. And speaking of things that fishes and such, he knew that I knew how to take care of my fish really well. So basically, you used to be able to get the meds for fish, and it was the same stuff for the humans. Can't do it anymore. Why? Because, and I just looked and looked at all the places. You can't buy it anymore. You can't buy them. So I don't know what you're going to do with your fish anymore because, yeah, they're not going to have antibiotics or anything. They blocked that. They learned this past time around that people were able to get pet stuff in order to compensate during the cough, and they have cut that out completely. So pets are just tough. They don't get anything now because they don't want people using any of that stuff. The only thing left to do was to recommend Jace Medical to his brother. His literal words were, "This is America. How can we not have antibiotics?" And I think a lot of us are asking that question right now for a lot of different medications that are missing right now. Wait, why is it looking more and more as we go to the store, as we get prescriptions, why is it looking more and more like we're living in Soviet Russia right now? Empty shelves, you can't get what you want. It used to be where you could get anything, really. Sure, you might have to drive a little further, but now it's like we can't get anything more because they're not producing enough over in China. And it just so happens that we have all of our production over there. We can't produce antibiotics here in the United States anymore. We're completely dependent upon China for many of the antibiotics. They have all the production strains of it. Like, we cannot manufacture it here unless they give us a sample so that we can start a production line here. For reference, they are used to driving 1 to 3 hours to get stuff, but there's none available in the entire Whitefish area. Get prepared. The good people of this nation will be the first to be triaged off. And isn't that the truth? We're being sacrificed in order for people to be able to win political elections and such. That's what's happening. Friends, you need to be getting more prepared. What does it look like? I don't know. For you, whatever more is, get more prepared to take care of your family during hard times to come. If you want to talk to Jonathan and his team at Genesis Gold Group, answer your questions, there's a link right here. Just click on the screen right there, and that'll take you right to their site. Just fill out the information, and they'll send you a packet, and you can ask them questions or get more information from them. If you want to check out another video from the channel, there's one right up there. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report.